So, dear guests, welcome back. We will start our event soon. Don't be shy. We still have a lot of vacancies on the front row. Please move forward. Then you are closer to us. We need to have your power. Is that okay? Please move forward. Here we have a lot of vacancies. Good. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Interesting roundtable discussions which are related to social impact and imaging. Thank you. Please move forward.
So welcome back, colleagues. Thank you for joining us. We are going to enjoy panel discussions. Very, very interesting. It's about social welfare. It's about video production, and very, very interesting topic. 很切合实际，跟我们今天讲的内容。So we are waiting for a few guests to join us. Please be seated. We're going to start in a few moments, and at the same time, please be reminded, if it's possible, to set your phone on vibration or silent mode. Thank you for your cooperation. 同时，
So we would like to record some important moment. But I would like to remind you, please turn your phone into the vibration or silent mode. Thank you. Okay. Now I can start. Okay. So once again, welcome to attend this session. Let's review. We are honored to witness the awards related to the social impact. So for those entries that are not winning, they are also quite good. So social impact is a hot topic worldwide. So for many entries, their content are related to environmental protection, animal protection, marginal group protection, culture, etc. So these kind of topics are the common topics for the mankind. No matter where we are from, we all like this. When we watch such social impact images, we will feel quite touched. Thank you for attending the awarding ceremony. So next, we have two interesting roundtable discussions. First, the first roundtable is about the power of social impact image. We will focus on 2 points. So when the camera focuses on social impact, how can we tell stories and convey power through images? Second point, how can social impact images maintain its authentic essence while bursting with artistic appeal? So one authentic, the other one artistic. How can we combine them together? Very interesting topics.
We are going to enjoy our first roundtable. We are going to discuss about two very interesting topics. And now our cameras are recording or are focusing on social impact. We want to tell the stories and convey powerful images, but at the same time, we want to keep these stories authenticity. Correct? So how can we do that? That's the theme of our discussion. So
next, we would like to welcome the panelists attending the roundtable.
Let's welcome here on stage the Academy Award jury member, winner of the Best Documentary Short Film at the 79th Academy Awards, and the head of the SmallRig Awards jury panel, Ruby Yang. 有请，今天辛苦你了，请，掌声欢迎 ，Let's welcome the documentary director, winner of the Best Documentary Award at the German Film Awards, and professor at the Journalism and Communication Research Center at the University of Hong Kong, Professor Uli Golke. 欢迎，这边，对，请。Professor, thank you.
Thank you. And also we would like to welcome so the next one is the top 10 documentary at the China Independent Film Festival, winner of the Best Documentary Award at the Asian Television Awards, and the winner of the Best Feature Documentary at the Second Phoenix Video Documentary Award. Gu Tao, welcome.
Next, director, curator, Master of Arts from the Communication University of China, co-founder of the Inner Mongolia Youth Film Week and World Nomadic Short Film Week, Gu Xue. Next, professor at Sichuan Film and Television University, visiting scholar at the East West Center, professor at School of Journalism and Communication, Tsinghua University, Professor Lu Mingxiang. Finally, let's welcome the moderator, writer, film and TV interviewer, curator, artistic director of the Macau International Documentary Film Festival, Ding Tian, to moderate the session, please. Thank you. Okay, let's jump right into the panel. We have an interesting theme here. The power of storytelling and social impact image. That's the first panel after the award ceremony. So the ball is in our court. So when we talk about the power, I believe the jurors can give us the answer. And how have you been find out the power of storytelling? What is the criteria for the power of storytelling for those award winners? And on the panel, we have the three jurors for this event. Maybe you can start from Ruby, please. It's quite a challenging question.
有什么张力是 impact？ 对， I think that sometimes the film can be overwhelmingly emotional. Then the impact is too much on the audience. I think the small nuances, small things that we find in the film, that sometimes we find it more impactful than just pushing very hard. So also we also look at the visual interpretation. The visual interpretation is very important. Also the filmmaker vision. The filmmaker has their own way of telling the story. And we're looking for that because we want to find their own voices, because that's important. We don't want to have things that are ordinary. So something more unique in their storytelling. So I think that cinema, film will not lie. You can just tell it by the first 5 to 15 minutes. You already know how the film, is it the person really, telling a story from their heart, or it's just something that they just pretend to be telling the story. So I think really from documentary to fictional film is how you represent the story. Bottom line is storytelling.
顾老师呢？其实有一个问题啊，就是说其实我们可以也稍微定义一下。
Maybe let's define what is a social impact image. What does that mean? I've been talking to the president of SmallRig during coffee break. What is the difference between social impact image with documentaries? Now, documentaries are also diversified. It can be very personal. It can be from different formats. It can be animation. It can be family videos. All types of documentaries you can see. So, is social impact image a branch of documentary? Is that a new category that we're creating here? Yeah, I've been told that we are going to talk about social impact image, and have never done that before. Nobody has hired me to do it. and sometimes we call ourselves as indie directors. And it's my great pleasure to be here with Ruby Yang, and together we are on the jurors committee. So we've been providing individual perspectives to observe the world, the community, and the ethnic groups. So geographically, we're observing the ethnic groups that are close to us. I've been learning a lot on this journey. All kinds of art forms, from fine arts, music, opera, theater, literature, stage act. We are expressing a few things. First, it's about life. Life is the base of civilization and the evolution of it. So everything should be about life, humanity, and love. When we look at the good productions, these three elements can be naturally found in the presentation. It's all about life, love, and humanity. So we want to see something that does not have a trace of production. It stresses the emotion, importance of emotion of humanity. That is how I see this art form or any other art forms. So I've been looking at those productions from home and abroad. They have productions for to express their love for nature and humanity. That's I'm learning a lot. So you said the criteria is to have a life, power of life, and the sincerity. Oh, okay, let's hear from Wooly. And is there any difference between China and Germany?
I need an English translation of the question. Only in some words.
Yeah, maybe to define the social video a little bit. And what's your standard for the judge when you discuss the price with the other judges?
Oh, whenever I'm asked to do this, of course, then I have to change the position, because then I'm the audience. Yeah, so I spent 3 decades in making films. So to change the position and to judge films needs more concentration, because normally you as a filmmaker, you are focused on your own subject matter, and you spend more than 3 years, 24 hours, 7 days per week. Yeah, that is filmmaker's attitude. That is what it needs to make a good film. So, and then you have to judge 60 films. Yeah, so diverse. Fiction film, experimental, documentary, 5 minutes, 50 minutes. Yeah. So what attracts me? Yeah, I think that is the question. And to be honest, 60 films, you have to create a kind of tension in the first minutes, of course. And that is what Rui mentioned, yeah? So you can see in the first 5 or 10 minutes how the story is being told, what's kind of unique cinematic language the filmmaker has developed, and that can make me curious about the rest of the film, yeah? So, and in 99% of the cases, I can see it in the first 10 minutes, how strong the storytelling is, how strong the signature of the director is, and how relevant the story is. Yeah? And then that makes me curious. Yeah? I remember Channa from the Indian director, or Wolf from the Spanish director. From the first, I think, 1 minute, I was sure there's something strong. Yeah? There's energy, there's tension. Yeah? And then I'm curious to watch more and more and more. And then immediately after 30 minutes, in the case of the Indian film, or in the case of the Spanish film, I'm a little bit sad. Oh, it's a short film. It's already done. Yeah, it's finished. So that I think that's the secret. And I think it's not so easy to find a balance between all the different signatures. But at the end of the day, it's very clear who are the winners and who are the ones who need more time, yeah, in their career as filmmakers, yeah. But the interesting thing is, as a first-time filmmaker, you have only one chance to develop something or to show what makes the difference, yeah. What is your personal signature, yeah? And it's my recommendation to all of your young filmmakers. You have to make sure what is your special perspective, what is your own signature. So because our film, the world of films is so crowded by production, especially in a time of digitalization, and the programmers of international film festivals is so overcrowded with films. It needs a very strong visual talent to tell your story, because that's cinema, yeah? That's different than TV, yeah? In cinema, you have to tell your story in a visual way, first of all, yeah? And so try to develop from the first moment on your own signature, yeah? That is what makes the difference, yeah? And so I was very impressed about the selection of the films, of course.
Yeah, but you said very correct. Only one chance to tell you the most story you want to tell.
Yeah.
So you need to really value it. 然后另外两位老师也是我们的初审评审。
So the other jurors are also from the pre-qualification jury. Gu Xue is also a curator. It's also a challenging thing to make it interesting, attracting people, similar like the social impact image. So when you're working as the pre-qualification panel, how do you define social impact image? And what kind of productions are strong enough for you to select? And Uli saw 60 movies. I have to see 300 movies. So this the first edition of SmallRig award. Yeah, it's hard work for the pre-qualification. SmallRig has international vision. That's really impressive. We are looking at the image from all over the world. And I've been thinking to myself, what social impact means to me. I've been trying to find the definition of social impact image. To me, I think social impact image inspires you. It provokes your emotion. So you can project your emotion to one person, to one situation. So you want to sympathize with the changes that's needed for the society. Out of the 300 productions, in the pre-qualification process, it's difficult for me because there are very different categories. There are production for TV, there are production for cinema, there are long formats, there are short formats. In this pre-qualification process, what touches me the most, I think it's all about human emotion. Like Joe said, they talked about the make a book with fire. That's really impressive. You can search it on the internet. Why it touches me? It's happening so far from China, from us, because the protagonists are striving for their rights, and she's in a situation in the family where there are so many headwinds, and she's courageous and brave enough. That is the common ground of humanity, even if it's coming from a faraway country. So the tension, the power of image resides in the emotion in the video. And Mr. Xi has offered his touching moment. So when we make a production, when we make documentaries, sometimes you treat it as just a theme, but in the background, you still have strong emotion for environmental conservation or for women's rights. That's really touching us. That's how you create common interest with the audience. We want to bring a change with our image.
Yes, you mentioned Mr. Xi Zhino. He went away, but I'm sure if he is involved for this panel, he will be the best candidate talking about the cases regarding this tension. So, Mr. Liu, what is your view? So first, another topic. When I received this assignment, I was having my vacation in Vietnam. So 1 week, 300 images. So and less than 1/3 within a few days. So, but as I watched the images and videos, I was much moved by many of the images. So social impact image compared with documentary, what are the differences? At the beginning, it's not so clear, and gradually I make it more clear. So the starting point is based on social impact. Maybe it's a physical social impact, like for poverty, something external, but some is just based on the inherent feel, like the injury, inherent injury, and they require some restoration. Like Su Tong, their team, the image they shot is about the inherent or inner restoration. It's not about poverty. This is another concept, so it's related to the life. So life is affecting life. That's the good journey for social impact. And talking about the tension, for example, panda climbing the tree. It continues to climb the tree. Then when it comes to the trunk, it's about to fall down. Then how can we make the panda down? Then using the ladder or it falls down, etc. This process is full of tension. This is different from the feature film. It's similar to documentary. It's not creating some details. So it's planning all those raw materials. What kind of raw materials am I going to identify? And based on my discovery, how can I put them together? So like this evening, we have this ceremony. They have designed a session where Mr. Xi has his guide coming from the video to the side, to the venue. So this is the climax. It depends on where, how you can identify these raw materials to arrange it. So you climb to a certain height, to the climax. That will be the level to have this good narration or narratives. Okay, following this topic, I will have another topic. Then I can pass the voice to the audience on the floor. Maybe some of you have questions. So first about my question. So this is the seed changing. So you also mentioned the criteria for social impact image, that is you must have the emotional impression. That's not enough for this image, whether this can change our reality, even if just a little bit. I think this will be good. Then the audience will feel the biggest tension. Recently, I'm also watching one film in Hong Kong. One female received sexual harassment. She made this into one documentary. So what touched me most after this documentary is available, not only herself, she is healed, and also some rule has been changed. Anyway, the rule has been changed. So so-called forced sexual interaction is also put into the category of raping. That is a change. So I wanted to ask the panelists, after you make your film, for the object, is there any change to their life? Like Mr. Xi Zhinong and the village he is visiting. Have you, do you have any example that the image has changed the reality? Maybe for Ruby, she has a famous Oscar winning documentary. We are also interested in the development.
The reason why I really like to really focus on youth or young children for filming, because the changes will quickly translate onto the screen. But what I'm interested is I like to shine a light into people who are underprivileged, because those voices were usually cannot be heard. And things that like the children with HIV, because they were being discriminated at a point, and nobody would understand their pain. So as a filmmaker, documentary filmmaker, I like to focus on those stigma and the people that being discriminated, the children being discriminated, the pain that's being on them. And so that the world will know that the pain they have, because the fault is not on them, it's the society that have pain on them and discriminate them so that they cannot go to school, or that even the relatives will not accept them. So in a way, a documentary can bring out those issues. I don't think if you use drama, it's different because it's not real life. And the same on the film that I did in Hong Kong about these young young students, that they were not doing well in school, but they, through a musical, they were able to change their life. Is their transformation, 生命影响生命. This is so important because their voices have never been heard in a way that that they were always being sidelined, discriminated at a point. My interest in those community, in those society. Yeah. And of course, after the film is being made, they have, if the film is well made, the impact is tremendous. Yeah.
好的，顾老师。
Okay, how about Gu? Mr. Gu, I am thinking change sometimes is hidden changes. Sometimes it's the specific, concrete change. So maybe I have changed a young guy in forest. More than 10 years ago, I had the film of the Vocation of Hugo. His mother is thinking of him in forest. So sun is my mother, moon is my father, and star is my children, etc. So as a child, they cannot see this, because when the child was young, he was sent to the city, urban area, so-called the class of hope. He is taken as an orphan to receive the education, to grow up. So I think in this kind of scenario, it's poetic, but also the sad mother, her miss for her child. At the beginning, I did not think about documentary or the second episode of my trilogy. I think the topic is too heavy. I just want to bring the child back to forest to his mother. Then he can enjoy one vacation together with his mother. But as we started shooting, when he saw his mother, he was shy, and also the mood of his mother, they were embraced together. Then I took out my video camera. Then he spent a few years in the city, and now he stayed with his mother. It's just like growth of a young child. But I will be questioned when I shot this kind of documentary because I'm too authentic. Being authentic sometimes cannot be accepted by other people, but I persist in that. I think documentary is to record the current moment, but what's more important is for the future to evaluate, to look back about the era we were in the past. While receiving the questionnaire, there was also appreciation. This is interweaving with each other. I encourage Hugo. His name is Hugo. I did not mention his real name. I mentioned you. Now you shoot your family, your ethnicity about the animal and the forest you are in. Then your growth, the changes you observe can become the works. This is the suggestion I gave him 10 years ago. Now his mother passed away 2 years ago. His father also passed by a long time ago. He, like the reindeer, became the orphan of the forest. But sometimes when he took up the mobile phone to record, he sent this to me, put this online. I think this is also for him to continue his story as the new so-called reindeer trainer, his attitude. He shot a film and also shortlisted in one fair, and he shared with us about his creation. That's my sharing. Yes, it's quite passionate. It's also poetic, and to have some, I call restrained tension.
Are there any cases that change the reality? Yeah.
Change.
In your video or any other cases? Yeah.
So our filmmaking? My films. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, so no, I've been working in a business since 30 years. It means I had a lot of firms to shoot, and I remember the main goal was to attract international audience. So the choice of the subject matter. There are two reasons to make a choice. I remember in every case. The first reason is what is my personal connection to the subject matter, and the other reason is what is the target audience. Yeah, because I'm coming from the cinema business. I had an own cinema in Berlin. First I studied computer science, then I changed my mind. I was more interested in watching films, then I opened a cinema, and more I learned how cinema works. Yeah? And then I decided to become a filmmaker. So that means I was trained by watching films. I think that is the best what you can do. You have to go to cinema and watch films. That is our film school. Yeah, that was my film school. So I think the impact of our films, so that was, I remember I was, in most of the cases I was working for cinema. That means I had a distributor, I had a producer, I had a TV channel on board. So it was made for cinema. That means cinema has its own rules. Cinema means box office. Cinema means there are a lot of films. You have to find a way to promote your film. Yeah? So, of course, all the subject matters are related to something what is entertaining. Yeah? So in all of my stories, there's a very emotional moment and touching moments, and all the films, they are telling human stories, yeah, so all around the world. My core element was to look at far corners of the world, to collect stories, to bring it to my German audience, yeah. So I remember there was a film in Shanghai. The film is called As Time Goes By in Shanghai. That was my first experience of Chinese culture, yeah. I remember I was sitting in an Indian restaurant and I read an article in a newspaper, and it was mentioned about the oldest jazz band in the world is based in Shanghai, and I thought that cannot be, yeah. So because jazz musicians are coming from US, yeah, and then I thought, okay, I was curious, and I was a jazz trumpeter over 12 years. So there was a personal connection to the subject matter, and I thought, okay, whenever you want to create a special perspective on, related to China, then it needs something what you never imagine, yeah, so a special perspective, yeah, so, and it was the perspective of the musicians who spent the entire life playing Western jazz. So that means it is a kind of cultural gap, cultural clash between the Western culture and the Chinese culture. And I was curious, yeah, how these old musicians spent their entire life playing jazz music. And I was sure there's a lot of stories, yeah, there are a lot of stories because it was a cultural revolution and all these things. They went through a lot of different times and they were still playing. And so there was a kind of audience, jazz audience, China-interested audience, yeah? And so it was a target audience and the film was successful in German box office. That is what I mean. It can have an impact, yeah? Yeah.
好，机会难得，我们把那个时间留一点点给台下的那个朋友们啊，就是提一些问题跟我们的评审们交流。
Yeah, we'd like to leave some time for the audience, asking maybe jurors why you are the winner, why you haven't been the winner.
有吗？有的话就举手。
Any questions from the floor?
哎，那边有一个男生。 好好，可以。
I want to ask how. So the monologue of Dui Jia from your Andaha movie, if there are civilized cop want to shoot me, let them shoot me. Is that shot taken at the end of it, or is that done in the middle of the movie making? How do you understand this saying of this Wei Jia? Have you put your influence on Wei Jia? To answer your last question, we as a documentary director, we adjusted the cinematographer. We don't have the capability as directors. We don't guide the roles. We don't write things for them to perform. We don't give them a storyline to tell. We are not the directors. So we as documentary directors, we just wait for it to happen. And the result is what we waited for. Sometimes we don't get what we want, but eventually it's authentic. It was the last moment of this hunting tribe. And that was a story 10 years ago. So the film was not edited in time sequence. So maybe I can talk to you in private. We don't have much time for those details. Yeah. So let's leave some time for the award winners and the young movie makers. Okay, I want to thank all the panelists and I want to thank the audience. Exactly, I thank you, the moderator, and thank all the panelists. Please take your seat. Moving on to the next panel. Very interesting theme here again. The see it, change it, the possibilities of social impact images. We'd like to invite the first line content creators. Let's hear what they have to say. They will share with us their bitterness and sweetness along the way of storytelling and the moments of change that they have captured with the camera. See it, change it.
Second panel discussion, and the theme will be seed changes, possibilities of social impact images. We are going to invite here on the stage our content creators. We are going to listen their voice as they are producing their content. So it's very interesting. It's like a storytelling. So first of all, 我们掌声欢迎
Let's welcome the panelists.
阿拉善蜥蜴生态协会特邀导员
Invited director of the CE Conservation, founder and director of photographer of Jianpeng Brothers, Ms. Jianpeng.
有请野生救援资深媒体合作经理许帅。
Xu Shuai, Senior Media and Partnership Manager at Wildlife.
欢迎诗人
Poet, installation artist and film director Su Tong. Welcome.
掌声欢迎艺术硕士
Master of Arts,
最后的3次经典
the producer of the last 3-inch Golden Lotus and worker in the clouds, Liu Hui.
海外的朋友
Two from the overseas. We have Tony Jelanich.
掌声欢迎来自克罗地亚的纪录片导演 Tony Jelanich. And let's welcome on the stage from Mexico the theme director Oliver Granillo. 掌声欢迎来自墨西哥的电影导演 Oliver Granillo. 同时我们要掌声欢迎
Also, to welcome our moderator,
也是凹凸镜
co-founder of Auto DOC, documentary director, Mr. Zhang Xinwei. Please come on to the stage. I see many young content creators. That reminds me the quote from a writer of China. Many faraway places, many people, many of the stories related to me. So with the evolution of technology, everybody can pick up the camera to see what they want to see and document it. As young creators, I have first question for you guys. Why you have embarked on this journey of social impact image? Which image has changed your perspective? What is the epiphanic moment for you in your journey? Starting with Jianpeng, please. So I'm no longer as young as I used to be. I'm no longer the young content creator anymore. So for all the documentary creator or image content creators have already seen many masterpieces. And the switch for me to social impact image, I don't think it's impacted by documentary. Actually, I was have seen this Hungary Sudan picture from Qatar. Yeah, a vulture with a dying kid. So that was the Pritzker Award winner in 1994. The photographers committed suicide in the next year. I've been asking myself, due to that story, we as documentary recorders, do we use an objective way to record it, and do we use a subjective involvement for this process? Do we tell the story from our perspective? Do we tell the story as it is? So 2 years ago, I was on a trip in Japan, on an island, a small, beautiful island. It was a World Heritage. On that island, the most beautiful beach, I picked up bottles, bottled water bottles, floated from China, 400 of them. And it was embarrassing because the bottles are floated from China, from where that's why I said sorry to the local villagers. And the local villagers told me, you don't need to be sorry. We do the same thing here in Japan. but our bottle are drifted to other countries, maybe in Tahiti or Hawaii. So that occurs to me that we're in the same world. So when I make my film, I've been asking myself for this social impact image, if it is. So social impact means that socially you're benefiting from it. And we don't want to show the miserable life of the protagonist in the film. If I were to change myself, when I see the 400 bottles, I think it's going to be too late. So I've been seeing myself as a commercial director. I want more people to see it. That's why I added some of my perspectives. I'm trying my best to tell people that I am embarrassed because the planet Earth is going to be devastated. So I think I'm different than the other directors. I'm doing gaslighting to people. I want people to see my embarrassment so they can change. So they need to change. Everybody needs to change to create social impact. So when we finished this film, we checked the data online. We had 240 million views, 97 millions of reviews. I don't know what the data represents. We know we have entries over 3,891, and all of them are best. So everybody is a winner. I'm using my way to tell people the planet Earth is going to be devastated. Yeah, you are using the image. You said you're not a content creator, but I objected because you're still a content creator. You have insisted on your own original thoughts. So next question for Xu Shuan. You are from World Aid. Why have you started to do a social impact image? Did you have an epiphanic moment, maybe by a picture or video? So our film for World Aid, I believe a few years back in CCTV, you have seen this from Yao Ming, the no transaction, no killing for the shark fin transaction. That was done by World Aid more than 10 years ago. Last year, we've been working with Wang Yibo, another philanthropic ambassador, on a movie of the patroller. So I moderated another session on that event. It's talking about the pangolin protection situation in China. If you can find it on Youku. This is called 巡护者 for pangolin protection. That was a movie 2 years ago. We marketed it in 202 cities. Online view was 1.3 billion. Offline ad view was 2.27 billion. Those are the numbers you can see on the surface. But most importantly, we hope that people can change their behaviors after seeing the film. So we had this online campaign. We have attracted 2.2 million people to sign an agreement of protecting pangolins. I believe there are many NPOs like that, an NGO like that globally, and we do different things. At Wildlife, we are advertising for the protection of wildlife, and so this center is close to Shenzhen, I believe. Yes, you're welcome to visit it. It's a conservation center for pangolin. It's located in Guangzhou, on a mountain. It's located. Another base is in Huizhou, and very close to Shenzhen. Su Tong, are you very young? Your image may not be as popular as the previous two speakers, but why you have started on this journey of social impact image? The first thing the most impactful thing I've seen is from Gu Tao. It's called Han Da Han, and his forest series. And his image gives me power and strength. his father started to document the life and culture in forests. And these are paying attention to the people living in the forest, using poetry. They're using poetry to care for the people, using poetry and text to build a bridge between the ethnic minorities and the general public. And this way of storytelling is really inspirational for me. Myself, I'm a content creator, and Gu Tao's movie is about nature, forest. It's a celebration of the pure soul and spirit of the people living in the forest. It's really touching my heart. Thank you.
And also, you realize your dream. So, this year is also 20th anniversary of Gu Tao as a director. Maybe when you at your 20th anniversary, you can also do that. So, Liu Hui, we are from the same countryside. You have got the honor. So, which image or which event has changed you? Then you can do this social impact image. So Mr. Zhang, before the start of the session, you mentioned the topic. So I was having a surprise at the beginning, but I think if one image is Dr. Wang Zhuliang about the kingdom of plastics and talking about the garbage, about a village in Weifang city of Shandong province. One director mentioned when you choose the subject matter, you need to start from around you. If I just talk about the one image is a so-called the plastic kingdom and the garbage around the city, directed by Mr. Wang. What's more is that when I was in the school, because of my habit of watching movies, I watched a lot of documentaries, and that formed the basis for me. That before I came to Shenzhen, I noticed the chairman, Ruby. I also found her documentary, The Children of Angel. And this actually more than 10 years ago, I have learned about this documentary. As Ruby said, when we watched the documentary, this already became the basis of our culture. This can support us. For social impact creation, we can have more clear direction. So the garbage surrounding the city, then the land, the garbage issue was addressed in Beijing, and also for the plastic kingdom. After this was done, Chinese government started to prohibit that. So that means social impact has changed something that beyond our expectation. For two foreign guests, which documentary or which film have changed your action to become involved in the social impact image?
Ni hao, thank you all for having us here. Well, I would say my biggest inspiration was probably Werner Herzog and his work, basically his approach to films. And I was doing a very boring job because first I finished law university, so I was working for a couple of years in a law firm, and I hated every moment of it. I just wanted to be between people outside and tell the stories and tell stories, maybe give a voice for someone that doesn't have it, and that I want to pinpoint and make it go to the world and show it to everyone. So that was like my main inspiration.
好，谢谢您呢。
How about you?
First of all, hola. Nice to meet you all. For me, my inspiration, I think it started when I was young. Seeing my mom, my dad, coming back from work tired. And for me, it was hard to look at them like that. I always want them to be happy. So I started to make small stop motion films with my toys for them. After that, I tried to make everybody happy. But then I found that I wasn't happy. I'm an engineer, but I don't see myself with numbers or with computers or with machines. So I discovered that I'm a creative being. I love to create, I love to write, I love to act as well. My latest film, A Silent Scream, it talks about that. It talks about this man who has depression, and it's actually a biopic. It's my story. It's myself trying to find happiness after trying to harm myself. And it was weird because I saw myself died in the film, but I'm here. I cried. I feel happiness when I finished the film. And when I presented the film to my friends, to my family, to my colleagues, a bunch of them came to me and asked me, how can I be happy? I also feel bad. I want to harm myself. And it was overwhelmed. It was a crazy thing because something that I created for myself is actually helping others to come forward and say, you know what, I need to check my mental health. Yeah? And I come from Mexico, which is a super macho environment, right? We grew up with this idea of men don't cry, men doesn't have feelings. But then I saw that a bunch of my friends, colleagues, neighbors, they had the same feelings as I do. They also cry, they also feel helpless, and they want to find their happiness. That was the way to work for me.
谢谢两位外国朋友。
I would like to thank the answer to two foreign guests. Yes, different people have different creation. You do not know where to show your film. So this time, the communication among different guests, maybe for foreign guests, you feel, oh, Chinese directors are talking about this social impact topic. Can we have some inspiration from each other? Some possibilities of social impact image. So can we start from you? When you talk to Chinese creators, do you have any inspiration from them?
I think the whole world is a playground, and unfortunately the language is like the biggest barrier, but culturally it all comes down to basically two or three same things, like love and being really hyped about something. So the film language is universal, and that is the greatest things about films, and that's the reason why I started to do it. But then also, like, this experience in Shenzhen was like really eyes-opening to me, because maybe in the Western world we see another picture of China, and when you're immersed in the culture, when you breathe the same air as you do, and when you go through the same city, the same streets, you get a lot of feelings that you want to put on screen. So, of course, I would love to do collaborations and everything with a lot of different nationalities and different cultures. It's the base of a good film, in my opinion.
谢谢谢谢。
Well, I'm thinking the same thing, but as well, it doesn't matter if you're Mexican, Chinese, from Colombia, from Spain. We are all human beings. We have the same blood. We have the same feelings. We want love. We want freedom. We want to be creative. And my story is not different than yours. Sometimes people feel sadness, depression, sometimes extra happiness. And it's just showing to the people and to the world, like, hey, this is me. You can relate. I can relate. I feel what you feel, and I felt how you felt. And putting that in images with not many words, because my character, well, Oliver in the film, he barely spoke. He's always either sobbing or thinking or showing physical emotions, which is universal. Yeah? Most of people see the same, so we're all the same. So that's for me the way to connect with not just Chinese community, with everybody.
所以您的
So your object has been recognized by Chinese judges. Therefore, your image is well appreciated by Chinese judges. Very good. Just now, Xu Shuai mentioned about the patroller. And also we cooperate with Huang Jue about the discarded fishing net that we put onto the body of turtle. Then many turtles will be injured or even choked. So wildlife rescue, you will work with some stars to do the image. Maybe you want to bring more possibilities through the impact of stars. Then we can address those issues. Yes, indeed. We are leverage star as a role model using low cost. We can have a high quality image. Then this has drawn great attention. Just now you mentioned about discarded fishing net. That was last year in Hainan. We shot it. We have invited Ambassador Huang Xuan and Zhang Yufei, a swimmer. So Huang Xuan, he went to the ocean to capture those fishing nets. Talking about the ocean pollution, maybe you know the plastic garbage, but actually every year a lot of so-called ghost fishing net. I want to share with you for story. In Wanning, Hainan province, a local so-called Niang Niang, he recovered the fishing net to remove the thread and to clean up. We asked for what is the cost of this one. It's about 70 to 80 RMB. It has low cost, so they just use this one time because it's even higher cost for cleanup. They use it maximum for 2 to 3 times. Therefore, in the ocean, at the bottom of the ocean, a lot of fishing net. This will be very damaging on the ships, on the ocean creature, like the dolphin. Dolphin is also endangered species, and the sea turtle, same. So we last year we had this a few series of social impact images. You can go to youku.com. So people from the movie field, from the sports field, as ambassadors, they show this. So if you play around the ocean, you should not litter the ocean. Like if you are divers, when you encounter the fishing net, you can just get this up. I would ask, how do you view the relation between the social impact and the star? Is this 1 + 1 greater than 2? Can you share with us? I think it's much greater than 2. One example, for this documentary, we have 4 series. Today, this is Xueshan. Then we also have another 3 series about the habitat of giant panda, another desert. The third one is the ocean. When we shot those images, we were thinking, we show this image to the audience, what can we leave in their mind? I'm sad, I have the empathy. What can I do? Therefore, when we shot the subject of ocean, we use one artist, Huang Bojian. He studied or majored in ocean in university. He is very interested in ocean. We also discovered a lot of plastic garbage. We made the survey. We noticed the amount of garbage is so big. In the whole world, the ocean garbage floating on surface only 30%. Its area is 1.6 million square kilometers. It's like 60 as big as Hainan Island, 8 times as big as France. We were thinking, how can we remove all those garbages? When we shot the image, we feel hopeless. 10,000 people throw this, only one person pick up. It's impossible, but we noticed one young person, he has a bar. He using a loudspeaker. Then he just, when he saw somebody throwing away the litter, he just say, you will be full if you throw away the litter. Then they will feel embarrassed. So yes, we remove the litter today. The beach can only be clean for 1 day. Then we discuss with my Boqian. We find this bar owner. For everybody, if we pick up ocean litter from the ocean, then he will give him the cocktail free of charge. This has been done for 3 continuous years. When we went there, we also put this on the whole Hai village. more than dozens of stores. All the stores they are willing. For example, they are selling ice cream. No problem. You can use your liter of ocean to replace for this ice cream. This cannot be done by others. So that at least for Hohai village, at least one way was that the beach can be clean for 1 day. That's enough. Very good. Indeed, we need this for Sutong. You are still a student. So did you watch the similar images when you were a student? So the effect of start will be so big that they will change. They want to do something through social impact.
Social impact image is borderless. I believe we need to see every corner of the world. We need to care for the world. We, as younger generation, I think we also need to care people around us. Not only we care people around the world, but also we should care for the people around us, the families, friends. That's why I made a film about my family, about my granny. And I want to start from myself, show some love for people around me. And that's also a way to contribute to social impact. Very good. I think we do see a lot of hopes with the younger generation. Liu Hui, you are teaching in universities. So when your students are giving their ideas, do they have some innovations? What are the different things they're doing now? The students, what are they doing things different now? Last month, I think we have a student. He made a film for undertaker, and he's making a film for those doing makeups for the deceased. It was astonishing. There are 3 students, I think, working on this project. It was rather coarse in terms of the cinematography, but the topic that's handling is way beyond the average level. And I think I remember in Shanghai, Professor Mark Muller used to tell me that college student documentaries are theme-based. And most of our students in the college are also doing documentaries on themes. But for the students who are paying more attention to social philanthropic project, I think it's going to be more valuable. Yeah. Each creator has their own experience and perspective, but we can all see the power of social impact image in our life. I'd like to see, is there any question from the floor? I believe there will be questions from the floor. Maybe one. We have only time for one. Just one question. Good evening. I just came up with something just now. Social impact is about total involvement. In a big place like this, I think I've lost my speech. Well, assume there's a pregnant woman. Assume I'm the child of a pregnant woman. How do I say hello to this pregnant woman? The girl made this gesture earlier. don't think she's making any sense. So I guess you're asking about what kind of image you want to leave to the future generation. Who want to respond to that? If that's the question, assume we are making social impact images. What kind of image we want to leave to the future generation? Do we want to change their behavior or anything else? 建鹏? I believe all the parents want to leave the best to their kids. The social impact or philanthropic things, I don't think we need to go to the moral high ground. Don't try to say that to protect the grass. I don't like the slogan on the bus saying that you have to give seat to the elderly. It's like a moral kidnap, hijacking. You have to be voluntary. Voluntary act comes from love.
I care about you because I love you. 而不是说 I love you 所以我要 care about you.
It's not the other way around. It's not about I love you, so I care about you. I care about you because I love you. That's why I've made these films, because I love ocean. I don't like ocean being damaged. So same thing applies to your question, to the future generation. We want to leave the best to our kids because we love them. That's enough. We as content creators, you're making a film for your granny, for instance, because you love her. That's why you care. So any response from our foreign friends?
I agree, but also I will add, I think my message is take care of the world, but also take care of yourself and your fellow comrades and your friends and neighbors. For me as well, mental health is also important as your physical health. So it's like to tell my son, I have a 17-year-old son, and it's my way to tell him, don't forget about your heart, don't forget about your mind. Everything, if this and this is okay, your whole body is going to be perfect.
好，谢谢各位嘉宾，时间。
Thank you very much, but we don't have time. And I think we can have this conversation offline. We hope that all the content creators can change a little bit of the society. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
谢谢，也谢谢我们的主持人。
Thank you, the moderator and the panelists.
Tony, thank you. 来 let's have a picture together. 来合影留念。3、2、1，公益。好。
Social impact image.
谢谢你们。
Thank you.
非常棒的。
Fantastic panel discussion. Thank you for the moderator and the panelists for talking about these interesting questions. I've seen a lot of projects today. Maybe you're wondering where can I see those movies and films? Maybe you want to see them. You want to see how they change you, and you will think about how can you contribute back to the community. Now, we have another program on the agenda, which is the media social impact promotion initiative, so people can see the movies and the films. Now let's witness the birth of the social impact image promotion initiative. We'd like to invite representatives from Sina, China. Please. Representative from iPhone.com, Shenzhen. Representative from Auto DOC. From do more, please. Representative from 导演吧 please. From the Photograph's companion magazine.
欢迎深交，
Deep Focus.
欢迎
Welcome. Direct Tube. Welcome.
欢迎群光网，
M Time.
欢迎新片场，
New Studios Media Group.
请
Please join us.
谢谢，
Thank you.
太媒体这个
For TMT Post,
好像在现场，在台上有几家媒体。
we have the representatives from the media. Thank you very much for kicking off the Social Impact Image Promotion Initiative. This is the launch of the SmallRig Social Impact Media Alliance.
我们的媒体朋友一起合影留念，来，
We'd like to invite everyone to get onto the stage so we can take a picture together with the media representatives. All the content creators, all the audience, please come onto the stage and have a group photo together.
不一样，我们的
We'll be on, please. Ms. Zhang,
好，
Good Tao.
有请。哦，很棒的，没错。
Fantastic.
有请 Yuli, please
Yuli, please.
join us on the stage. Let's invite here on the stage all our friends of tonight.
我们会借助媒体的力量来继续
Taking advantage of the power of media, we will launch the SmallRig Social Impact Media Alliance.
欢迎你们 Let's welcome on the stage everybody.
for a family photo and for celebrating the launch of SmallRig Social Impact Media Alliance. 我们这里现在见证的就是我们的公益影响推广计划 SmallRig 公益影响媒体联盟。
We're witnessing the SmallRig Social Impact Media Alliance. Congratulations
谢谢你们
and thank you very much.
for joining us on the stage.
Please look ahead for a photo. 来，有请朋友们上台，请，迅速的。谢谢。来，准备好，看前方，不要看我，我不重要，看前方。我们听听我们的。 来，自己找位置啊！来，3、2、1 ，SmallRig， 来，3、2、1，耶！你们太棒了，谢谢，再一次感谢我们的媒体的联盟。好，改变始于看见，好吗？
Let's say, see it, change it. We need to do some rehearsal.
2、1。不错，好，就这样哦。来，3，视频哦，3、2、1。再来一遍。 哎，所有的导演是这么说的，很好。我第一次拍电影的时候，导演说很好，我以为满意了。
So the directors would normally say, "It's good. Let's do it again, right? Let's do it again. It's good.
过的时候就过了，啊好，所以很好，再来
It's
一遍。
good when I say."